Fred, thank you very much indeed. Well, an Israeli airstrike has killed another top Hezbollah official in Lebanon. Mohammed Afif was the group's media spokesperson and a close ally of slain Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. Lebanon's health ministry reports 3 others were killed in what Israel calls a targeted strike, one of 2 in central Beirut over the weekend, and just the 4th and 5th such attacks within city limits since the 2006 war. Well, Israel's military also saying it's using artillery batteries inside Lebanese territory to hit targets. That's the first public admission of that since Israeli troops began their ground operation. Now, this all happening as an Israeli source describes progress in the talks, the ceasefire talks, centred on a new US proposal, but with a ways to go to reach an agreement. Well, Elias Bousabi's Deputy Speaker of the Lebanese Parliament and former Lebanese Defence Minister, joining me tonight this hour from Dubai. And as I talk to you now, it does seem clear that Israel is ratcheting up its attacks whilst these ceasefire talks reportedly move forward. So let's talk about those. What do you know about where these talks stand at present?
Thank you, Becky. I really can tell you up to a few hours ago, as I see things developing by the hour or by the minute, maybe. The ceasefire proposal that has been put on the table by the U.S. administration has been received in Lebanon. And I think this is a workable ceasefire as far as Lebanon is concerned. There are a few things that could be discussed. There are things that will be clarified, but I see this proposal as a workable proposal. The problem with this is we have been close to something similar in the past. We saw something in September, back in September, when we saw the same situation, but unfortunately Netanyahu has pulled out of the commitment that he made, or at least that we were made aware of. That's why we are, we have to be skeptical. We have to really read the situation in the same circumstances that has happened in the past.
So let me just be clear here. So you say, to your mind, as you understand it, and obviously things are moving sort of hour by hour, so let's caveat that. But you say this is a workable proposal for Lebanon, by which you mean for the state of Lebanon or for Hezbollah? Can we be very clear here? Has Hezbollah responded very specifically to this US proposal? As you know, and we all know, the Speaker of the House now has been commissioned with, if you wish, with the negotiation on behalf of the country. And of course, Hezbollah leaders have made it very clear that they have passed on this responsibility to the Speaker of the House. So the Speaker of the House, when he gives an answer, this answer will be together in partnership with the Prime Minister, which would be the official government in Lebanon and the government position, as well as what Hezbollah has accepted, or what the Speaker can commit on behalf of Hezbollah as well in the answers that they give. Understood. Well, that certainly sounds promising from the, let's say, Lebanese side. The US envoy Amos Hochstein, who has been deeply involved in trying to secure a deal, had been on his way, or certainly scheduled to be in Lebanon this week. Barak Ravid, who is a commentator for CNN and writes for Axios, just tweeting in the last few minutes, quote, US envoy Amos Hochstein informed the Lebanese Speaker of Parliament, Nabi Berri, that he is delaying his departure to Beirut until he gets more clarification about the Lebanese position regarding the ceasefire agreement. That is according to US officials speaking to Barak Ravid. So I'm going to push you on what you know this hour about this scheduled visit by Amos Hochstein. As you understand it, should he be in Beirut tomorrow, or is he delaying his trip because he needs more detail from the Lebanese side?
Look, until a few hours ago, no scheduled appointments have been set for Amos's visit in Lebanon. So basically what Ravid has tweeted or posted could be, well, I'm going to talk from history, from experience. When we were doing the maritime boundary negotiation, I've always read things that he posted, and they turned to be accurate information back then. If I am to judge the same way, I will say probably he has information that we don't have, or maybe the speaker in Lebanon have, and I don't have until this moment. So, and from knowing Amos and how Amos is thinking right now, he wants a deal to take place. He doesn't want to come and have another visit in Lebanon if he thinks that this deal is not going to go forward. So he may be postponing his arrival in Lebanon to get more answers or more clarity on the official position in Lebanon. But at the same time, we in Lebanon would like to get also clarity on whether this time Netanyahu and the Israeli government are going to respect the proposed deal. So this is ongoing, and I know that the speaker and his team have been in touch directly and indirectly with Amos Hochstein and the American administration to clarify these positions.
One of the things, as I understand it, that the Lebanese position wants clarified is this threat by Israel to break the ceasefire, restart their attacks on Hezbollah and on Lebanon, should Hezbollah not stick to the agreement and go south of the Litani River. This has been worrying the Lebanese as the details of this deal have been sketched out. So what is it that Lebanon very specifically needs to hear from Israel? This is a 60-day ceasefire, as I understand it. So is the Lebanese position that for 60 days Israel will not once again threaten or attack any assets inside Lebanese territory?
Look, Becky, for us in Lebanon and for the rest of the world, war is very bad. Nobody wants to see war. Nobody wants to see killing of civilians. Nobody wants to see more money spent on machines that are there just to kill people. If we can sort out things in a diplomatic manner, this would be the ultimate goal that we in Lebanon and everybody in the world should be looking for. And we in Lebanon don't want war. We want this to end. We want this diplomatic effort to succeed. And for that reason, I can tell you what is being discussed and what you just mentioned in the question that you've asked is not probably very accurate as in what is being proposed to us. I don't think we have on the table now because I've read that in the media before, and many times, sometimes you read reports and you read issues that are not accurate. We have not received any suggestion to say that the Israelis will say we want to reserve the right to come back and attack and to come back and bomb buildings or civilians or come and do the job ourselves if this doesn't work. To the contrary, what we're looking at is how can we make sure whatever is on the table is there and can be supported and can be respected, and we will have a mechanism in place to make sure that 1701 is fully implemented. And when we say fully implemented, is because last time in 2006 when 1701 was drafted and accepted by both sides, no one respected 1701. Certainly it wasn't respected in Lebanon fully, and the Israelis for sure never respected 1701. So now the difference is
so let
how
me put
can
this
we
to you. So
make
let me
sure
put this to you. Yeah. Let me just put this to you because this is important. Because there are also reports suggesting that one of the sticking points is whether Israel will keep troops operating in the area. Look, we've heard that that's a flat-out no from Hezbollah. What's the perspective from the sort of wider Lebanese position? And I ask that also, of course, given that there are significant troop deployments inside Lebanon now. And we also know that the artillery batteries owned by Israel are now inside Lebanese territory. So what's your response on that point?
No, when we talk about implementing 1701, we talk about no land should be occupied by Israel. There should be no Israeli presence on Lebanese territory. But at the same time, we have a mechanism in place, or we are talking about a mechanism to be in place that will be there to monitor and make sure that 1701 is fully respected and implemented. That should do the job. We don't need to have Israeli troops in Lebanon. If we do, that means this is occupation. And when you have occupation, you will find a way to resist that occupation. So the solution is not by keeping Israeli troops in Lebanon. The solution is by implementing totally 1701 and all the, what comes with 1701, and make sure the mechanism is in place to enforce it.
Elias, just finally and very briefly, are you optimistic at this stage as we talk that a deal can be cut quickly, and that a ceasefire can be implemented between Israel and Hezbollah?
Look, I have to divide the answer from two angles, two aspects. From our point of view, from what we heard and from what we know, and what Amos Hochstein has proposed, and from the last time when I spoke to him, probably a few days back, I think we can reach an agreement. There is a possibility to reach an agreement. The question remains on the Israeli side. If Netanyahu is going to deal with this in the same manner and the same way than when he was dealing with the negotiations on the ceasefire in Gaza, things are not promising, because historically, we have seen that so many times they propose that ceasefire. Even the US president has called the day when he said tomorrow or Monday we will have it in place, and nothing happened. So we are skeptical because of that. But for us in Lebanon, from what we heard, and from the way the negotiator, the mediator, Amos Hochstein, has looked at it, he looked at what Lebanon can accept and what Netanyahu and the Israeli government wants. From what I heard last, that there is a workable solution that can be implemented and can be in place. We are hoping that this will happen. We are hoping that Amos Hochstein will get the answers that he wants, and then he will continue in what he's doing and will still come to Lebanon and work on that proposal, which can be done within a week.
Got it. Elias Bousab, it's good to have you on, sir. Appreciate your time. I know it's very busy, very complicated times, but we very much appreciate you sparing some of your time to join us tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Right. We're going to take a very short break. Back after this.